Hello everyone, I'm Mike Veltmerger. Welcome to Racing Photo Memory Makers. I was the creator of the racing magazine Strapped In, which ran from 2003 to 2018. And today I'd like to discuss a few of the pictures that you can see on the front and the back of the magazine. First up, driver of the 71E, Carl Van Horn. Carl piloted his own version of this coupe, the 71E, at the Reading Fairgrounds and Nazareth Speedway. He was a potent racer. He was also considered the Consi King up at the Syracuse Super Dirt Week. Always put on a show up at the Big Mile up in New York. That's Carl Van Horn seen here in the 71E coupe at the Reading Fairgrounds. Next up, racing mourns the loss couple years ago of Ted Christopher. Ted was a solid runner in the asphalt modified ranks up in the Northeast. He also did a spectacular job running the TQs down at the indoor races at Atlantic City and Allentown. Missed to this day the TC. Ted Christopher seen here in the 13 at Atlantic City. The Kutztown Comet, as he was affectionately known, Freddy Adam. Freddy won the last dirt race at Langhorne in 1964, piloting the Joe Bullock number 76. Here Freddy is seen posing with the 76 at the Reading Fairgrounds. Potent racer, multi-time feature winner at the Reading Fairgrounds, and again the 1964 winner at the Langhorne Speedway, Freddy Adam. Two pictures on the back of this one. The top picture is Bobby Gerhart. Bobby was a potent racer all over the Northeast tracks. Here he's seen driving the 61 Bug in central Pennsylvania. I believe that might be at Susquehanna Speedway. Bobby was from Lebanon, one of the Lebanon gang. And the bottom, Judd Larson, wheeling the AAA sprint car at the Reading Fairgrounds. Judd had the unfortunate happening at the Reading Fairgrounds where he lost his life with Red Regal. But Bobby Gerhart in the 61 coupe up in the top, and Judd Larson driving the AAA sprint car on the bottom. The Doctor, as he is affectionately known, Danny Johnson, in one of his 27 J's. Danny, a longtime racer on the dirt circuit, also comes down and races down at the Grandview Speedway and down in this area when there are races down in the Delaware, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania area. Danny from the New York region, seen here in his 27J, the Doctor. Dr. Danny Johnson, 27J at Super Dirt Week in Syracuse. And when this magazine was printed in 2006, John Force was a 13-time champion. John suffered a very serious injury last year driving his dragster. Always known for his words of wisdom coming out of the mouth of this driver. John Force, seen here heading down the drag strip at Maple Grove Speedway in Pennsylvania. One of the top racers of his time, Dutch Hogue in the 7. Beautiful shot taken at the Langhorne Speedway when late model bodies were becoming prevalent at the time. Genesee Beer was a sponsor of the Dutch Hogue driven number 7 seen here at the Langhorne Speedway. This is actually the restored racer driven by Kenny Weld. Kenny started out in the sprint car ranks, then had a great modified career driving his own number 29, which was sponsored by Weichert Livestock. Kenny ended up building his own chassis, which became quite popular and fast in the area. And as many of you know, he built the 112 that won the 1980 Super Dirt Week race with Gary Blue behind the wheel. This is the Kenny Weld restored race car getting a couple laps around at the Lincoln Speedway. Still racing and doing a great job of it, Tim McCreadie here in the Sweeteners 39. Tim, a powerful runner and a champion in the late model circuit. Started out as a modified racer, won a couple of the smaller events, the support division events up at the Super Dirt Week in New York. His father was the legendary Barefoot Bob McCreadie. Here Tim is wheeling the 39 late model at Hagerstown Speedway. A loss in racing, Tommy Baldwin. Seen here driving the 7NY at the Nazareth National Racetrack. Tommy was just getting around quite well in northeast asphalt regions. Lost his life. Again, we'd like to send our condolences for his passing. This was posted in the Strapped In from September of 2004. And the final magazine to show, Stan Rest, the beautiful 14 Junior Falcon-bodied race car, piloting here in turn number 2 at the Reading Fairgrounds. Stan from Telford, PA. Wasn't a big winner, but he was always in the mix. The 14 Junior, the red, white, and blue Falcon of Stan Rest Jr. And our final picture, Ryan Godown in the Chemedlin number 747, heading down the backstretch into turn 3 at the New York State Fairgrounds in Syracuse, New York. Ryan, a big winner basically in the New Jersey circuit, wheeling the 747 John Chemedlin car, which was based out of New Jersey. That's Ryan Godown, the 747, seen here at Super Dirt Week at the New York State Fairgrounds in Syracuse. I'd like to thank the photographers for some of these pictures. I took some, but I'd also like to thank Bob Zellers, Bob Eppeheimer, Bruce Craig, and Kirk Rissmiller for some fantastic photo work. I hope you enjoy this show. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day, everyone, and I will be back soon with another episode of Racing Photo Memory Makers.